I was really thinking about the content about this channel, and I was talking a lot about mental health, about good habits, productivity, and this sort of the things. But the thing is, my background, I studied economy, and one of the things that I really like to watch is about investments. But I don't like these gurus on the internet talking about investment, talking about cryptocurrencies. I don't like how they talk about it, because in my point of view is that they only want to talk about what is engaging people, so they can sell you some course and then say, oh, I will teach you how to make, like, I don't know, 10 times your money. And there's a lot of people that believe in these guys, and they are getting scammed. So what I want to talk in this video is very simple, and I am not a financial advisor, so if you have some doubts, you can ask a specialist. But I am only going to talk about concepts. What is inflation and what assets can beat inflation? But I don't want you to take my advice as an investment. So if you really want to invest in something like that, you have to study first or ask a specialist, and then you can make the move. But don't take only my advice as the only way to, but don't take only my advice to start investing. If you don't know anything, start by watching a lot of concept videos about economy. Don't listen to these people talking about, oh, what is the next investment that can make 10 times your money? Because first thing is that wealth people, they don't care about how much money they can make. I mean, of course, they are looking at the IRR, the investment return, but the other thing that is very important is if their money is beating the inflation. And in US, they have a lot of indexes, but there's one that is the most common, and a lot of people will talk about it, and it is CPI, Consumer Price Index. But let me be honest with you, this is not the most important one. The most important one that you have to look about it is actually M2, the money supply, because this one is the index that will give you the vision about how much the central banks, as for instance Fed in US, the Federal Reserve, is printing money or injecting money directly on the economy. And this is very bad, because you will not feel in the beginning the feeling about inflation, because if there's a lot of money going into the economy, prices will go up. But CPI will only show you these numbers after a couple months or years, I don't know. But M2 is actually the only index that your investments has to beat. And let me be honest with you, there's not a lot of investments that can beat the M2, because this one is the hardest index to beat, because this is the true inflation, by the way. This is not CPI, this is not consumer price index. This is the how much the Federal Reserve, how much the central banks are injecting money inside the economy. This is very bad. So the first persons that is going to take advantage from this money that is being injected in the economy are banks, huge factories, huge companies. They will take advantage on it. But let me tell you something, most of the people will not take this kind of advantage as the biggest company is going to. But that's why inflation is very bad. And let me show you something. There is only one investment that beat it, the M2, and this is gold. And nowadays there's another one that is Bitcoin. Bitcoin beat it, M2, because this is the best asset that we have nowadays to protect our portfolio, to protect ourselves from governments, from inflation, and yada yada yada. The thing is, Bitcoin nowadays can protect you from inflation, and because of that, governments are trying to block no matter what, they are going to block Bitcoin from people, because this is the only asset that they don't have control. They don't have any power to take the money from you, to take the Bitcoin from you. If you are doing something that the government doesn't want you to do, they don't have any control about you. So this is why a lot of governments are trying to block this kind of investments. And the only way to beat M2 is buying Bitcoin or gold if you want. But the problem about gold is that if you're going to buy the physical gold, it is heavy. It is hard to, transport to another place, unless you're going to buy a watch. I don't know, because nowadays there's a lot of people buying watches. And there's another thing. On 2020, 2021, I don't remember the year, but a couple years ago, 2020 or 2021, governments was trying to put a lot of money in the economy. But now people are starting to feel it, because the inflation is going higher and higher and higher. And because of that, now there's a lot of people that's trying to protect their money, protecting their portfolio, and they cannot beat inflation, because the true inflation, that it is the M2, only gold beat it. And nowadays some cryptos. But let me be honest with you, I only enjoy Bitcoin, but I don't want you to buy Bitcoin if you don't understand it. But I will talk in a further video, I don't know, about Bitcoin and why I only like Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency, because the other projects, I don't know, I don't like about them, but Bitcoin is the only one that is going to change the economy. So the thing is, there's a lot of people that is going to ask me, oh, what about real estate? Okay, let me show you. House prices are going so high, but so high, that the income from the average people is not getting as high as this kind of investment. So I don't want to talk so much about it. I just want to tell you that good investments are, if you want to protect your portfolio from inflation, it is gold and cryptocurrency as Bitcoin. Ask your specialist, they can tell you a little bit more about this kind of assets, this kind of investments. But the thing is, this is the only assets that beat inflation. The other ones never had a chance, because you can see real estates. Most of the people say, oh, real estate, at least I would make, I don't know, 7 times, 2 times the money that I invested in, I don't know, 10 years ago or 20 years ago, I don't know. But the thing is, your house is only going to correct actually the inflation price. You are not making more money. You're only correcting the house price from inflation. And there's another thing, liquidity. If you really need the money tomorrow, you cannot sell your house tomorrow. You will have to wait, and it will take some time to sell your house. So this video should be very simple, because I just wanted to show you what is inflation and why, when the government is going to inject a lot of money in the economy, is very bad, because prices will go up and you will not have a chance against it. You will have to pay the price. So think about it. If the government raises taxes, the biggest problem is that a lot of people will run away from the country or from that state. So the solution for government is to stop spending so much. But stop spending so much for the government propaganda is very hard, because they will not, spend less in wars, spend less in, I don't know, medical care, this sort of programs that the government has, but they will have to do it sooner or later. And this is why nowadays, after what happens a couple of years ago, this is the most important thing right now, because they will have to change the economy forever, sooner or later. Because if they don't, inflation will eat everybody, and everybody is going to, go to another alternative asset to protect their money, their wealth that they built from a lot of years. And Bitcoin and gold are the solution, as the chart show to you. So that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you really like it, just click the like button, and if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you on the next one.